Really fun show for you today, Saints fans. We're going to go through the top 5 Saints players that I would consider rising stars. Despite a lot of people out there saying that the black and gold have a terrible roster, I personally believe that there are a handful of players that you can get seriously excited about as a Saints fan. So I want you to get in the comment section for me. Before I give you 5, can you give me 1? Name a rising star in the comment section. What I would describe as a rising star, somebody who's young, somebody who hasn't quite gotten to that second contract yet, and somebody who's shown at least a little bit of something. Could be a rookie, could be second, third-year player, up to you. First rising star we're going to discuss is going to be Chris Olave, the wide receiver. This is an obvious one, and obviously he is a player who's very young. He is a player who hasn't gotten a ton of love because of how bad the Saints have been since the Saints have drafted him. But despite the Saints picking up his fifth-year option, I'm still going to consider him a rising star. I understand that it's technically a contract move, but it's still under that rookie contract, so I'm calling it fair game. So Chris Olave, he has had a tremendous start to his career, and he has dealt with some injuries throughout the first handful of seasons. Last year, he missed significant time due to some concussions. He's had 4 concussions since joining the National Football League. But for what it's worth right now, he is healthy. So all things are looking good. All signs are pointing up, and all roads lead to a very fun season for Chris Olave, who will be a focal point of the New Orleans Saints offense. Kellen Moore has explicitly said he is going to be a focus, and he's going to be successful in this offense. And he is looking to play at 195 pounds, so he's looking to add a little bit of weight this year, which I think is a good idea for this player. Now, Chris Olave's production throughout his career early on has been great. 4 touchdowns in his rookie campaign, 5 touchdowns his sophomore season. And then last year, obviously, injuries were the tail of the tape. He only had 32 receptions, 400 yards, and only 1 touchdown. But I do believe that Chris Olave still, we haven't seen what he's capable of fully. We have yet to tap into the potential. We have yet to truly unlock what Chris Olave is truly able to do. And I do believe that he is going to have a great season under year 1 with Kellen Moore. And I think Kellen Moore is a perfect head coach to work with a player like Chris Olave. Kellen Moore has also even said he's had an excellent offseason. He's had an excellent career so far, and he's going to have an excellent future. So if our head coach has some faith in the wide receiver 1 that they drafted a couple of years ago, then guess what? So do I. And I think we all should be very excited about number 12 because I think this could be the best season yet for a player that, quite frankly, really, really deserves the opportunity to show us what he's got. Now, I'm going to set the over-under at 1,500 receiving yards. Type O for over, type U for under. Predict Chris Olave and how many yards he's going to have. If you want to go above and beyond, let me know exactly how many yards you think he's going to have. I'm going to start it off. Lopez, we're taking the over. If you go under here, you're a fraud. I'm going to go 1,650. I'm going to go 1,650 yards. What about you? 1,549 from Loco Lopez. What about you in the comments? KoolAid McKinstry, he's going to be rising star number 2, the cornerback, the second-year player out of Alabama. I'll tell you what, last year, I understand there was rookie growing pains, but I want to make sure you understand that that is okay. It is totally fine for a rookie to look like a rookie because guess what? In year 2, it could look much better. And then in year 3, it could look even better. And then by year 4, you got a just absolute dog at cornerback. And I don't even think it's going to take that long. My point being, though, in year 1, it's okay that we saw some struggles. He's a rookie. That's fine. He still was really, really impressive when he had his name called quite a bit because the Saints cornerback room was dealing with injuries all season long between Marshawn Lattimore and Paulson Adebo, and especially after the Lattimore trade. He allowed just 33 receptions on 404 yards on 57 targets. He had a very impressive summer so far, and he did have a lot of runs, 680 snaps. He earned a 66.1 PFF overall grade, 67.1 coverage grade, 31 tackles, no interceptions, so I'm really eager to see who his first victim will be of the first KoolAid McKinstry interception. But number 4 had 6 pass breakups last year, and he ranked 52nd out of 128 cornerbacks according to Pro Football Focus. I'm really excited about the future of the cornerback position because between KoolAid McKinstry, Quincy Riley, Alontae Taylor, and Rico Payton, I think that's a really, really nice crew you have in there. Also throw in the Rajon Wright, Last Chance U legend, Dallas Bainham. He's also a player to keep an eye out on. I think that this is a really solid squad. Isaac Yadam, sure, he's a little bit older. You throw in Asante Samuel or Jair Alexander into this group, oh my goodness, they would be absolutely locked down. I'm not going to go and say you need to go and sign one of those guys. I think it would make some sense, but I really am confident and am really excited about the future of the cornerback position. Let's go to rising star number 3, and I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going with the rookie. And for what it's worth, this is the only rookie on this list, so let me just have a little bit of fun with this one. Danny Stzman, the Oklahoma Sooner linebacker that was drafted with the first pick on day 3 by the New Orleans Saints in round 4 this past season. He's been working with the first team during summer practices when Demario Davis or some of these other guys have been missing practices, just especially during the voluntary portions of OTAs. You saw him get a lot of run with the first team. During minicamp, he was very impressive as well. He's been making some nice plays. You can see that he's learning really quickly. And for him, I actually had the opportunity to talk to his father, Steven Stzman, in really, really great conversation. I actually broke it down recently on the channel. But he's talked about preparation for Danny Stzman was a really, really key aspect in his game. And he loves the sport of football. He's extremely passionate, and he's a perfectionist. He expects perfection every time he goes out on the field. And if you want to get to know a little bit more about Danny Stzman, I actually put out an entire video. Like I said, I had a conversation with his dad. We're working on trying to find out a date to get both his dad and Danny on the show here in Saints Now by Chat Sports. So that would be a really fun interview to have. So if you want to get to know Danny Stzman, click in the into the channel. I'll link it in the comments in description for you, just for what it's worth. I'll make this easy. But go find it. It's on the channel. This is the thumbnail. It's really, really awesome. A lot of good information about Danny Stzman. And I'll tell you, this is my favorite pick that the Saints made this past draft class. I obviously think that offensive tackle in Kelvin Banks was a really, really good pick, but we haven't really gotten to see the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman truly get the opportunity to shine because, remember, in training or in minicamp and OTAs, it's no pads, it's helmets at most, it's not really any true contact, it's not full speed. So, we haven't really seen a ton from some of those guys, but Danny Stzman has been living up to the expectations, has been living up to the hype, and I am so thrilled to watch him line up on Sundays, and I can promise you right now, that's the first rookie jersey I'm buying. Now, help us get to 50,000 subscribers. We're not trying to get there all in one video. It's a big ask. But we are asking for 61 people to join the Golden Gang. Hit the sub button and turn on your notifications for 100% free Saints content by Saints fans for Saints fans. My producer, Loco Lopez, a Louisiana native. Me, I'm not from Louisiana, but I've been a diehard Saints fan since the day I started watching football. We're currently sitting at 46,539 subscribers. The goal, 46,600. Like I said, 61 crazy Who Dat Nation members, I should say, need to join the Golden Gang. Subscribe today for free content. Let's keep this thing rolling. We're going to go and stay on the defensive side of the football. Alontae Taylor, he is my rising star number 4. And also, I know some of y'all are going to be like, well, why is he higher? There's going to be comments. I already can see it. I can picture them in my mind, Lopez. There is no rhyme or reason to the order. Don't think too deeply into it. The rhyme and reason actually was just what the players that I was thinking about. Alontae Taylor, rising star number 4. Look, I think with this new scheme with Brandon Staley, this could truly unleash Alontae Taylor. We could really see what number 1 is capable of. He could be totally unlocked because we've already seen the ability that he has in coverage as a tackler, as a blitzer. He's phenomenal in that regard. And also in the run defense. He does have really nice skills in all of those departments, and he can be a star role, and he can have a just flex, do-it-all type of role, and where your job, Alontae Taylor, go on defense and be disruptive. Just disrupt every single thing. And I think that with this new scheme, it will help elevate that role as being that disruptive playmaker. He's stepped up so much this summer. He's become a leader on the field. He's become a leader in the locker room, and he's become very vocal as a leader, calling out stuff. He's communicating on the field. So you really love to see him embrace that role and take on the burden of being a leader on the defense. Like, I think that is a really good role for Alontae Taylor. And in case you guys forgot it, let's go back in time. Remember when the Saints hired Brandon Staley. I was very excited. You were probably, I don't actually know if you were excited. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for you, but I was excited. Alontae Taylor also was very, very excited. He even took to his Instagram story and he said, just unleash me. I'ma make shit happen. And that, my friends, I do believe will happen. Alontae Taylor, his pass rush grade is a 70.1 according to Pro Football Focus. The run defense grade, 82.1. He's improved every single season in the tackles and in the pass to breakup department. He had 2 interceptions in his sophomore campaign. No interceptions last year, but I'm here to tell you right now, this is a special player, and I think that he is going to be a name that a lot of the NFL media will know by the end of this season. So if you want Alontae Taylor to go absolutely crazy, if you want to see this dog get off the leash and you want to see him absolutely dominate this year, I need you to do one thing for me, and that's hit the thumbs up icon on today's video. Uno's hitting one of these, so you can hit one of those. Alrighty, rising star number 5, we're going to go to the trenches. Back on the offensive side of the football, I'm going Talia Fuang. And I'm going to kind of cheat on this one. Kelvin Banks, I could have obviously put here in this conversation as well, but we really haven't gotten to see what he can do. So I'm just going to stick with Talia Fuang on this one. He's been really impressive during his rookie campaign. His first season was really nice, especially considering he went from being traditionally a right tackle, where that's where he took all of his snaps at Oregon State in college, and he moved over to left tackle in his rookie season. So not only did he have to learn the difference between college football and the National Football League, he also had to learn a new position. I mean, offensive tackle, just opposite side. There's different things around it. He will be moving back to the natural position on the right side, with Kelvin Banks moving to the left side as the Saints drafted him to be the tackle. Trevor Penning will kick it in to the left guard. Eric McCoy at the center, Cesar Ruiz at right guard. He did start every single game in 2024. He was extremely durable, extremely reliable, and he outplayed his PFF grades that you currently see on screen. The sacks and pressures last year, 6 sacks, 39 total pressures. But I'm here to tell you right now, if you think that that's something that we really need to be concerned about, this guy locked down Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett. Between the two of them, they didn't even have 1 sack. They had 0 pressures and 0 quarterback hits. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I think Talia Fuang was a good draft pick. I actually was looking at the Pro Football Focus grades. I didn't think it made too much sense to compare him to everybody for, full conversation in this. But I'm here to tell you, in his draft class, Joe Alt just barely outgraded Talia Fuang last year. And Talia Fuang was the second best offensive tackle drafted in his class, according to what we saw from the tape and the Pro Football Focus. I'm just going to put that out there. But Fuang also is very, very excited to move back to the right side. And he is also, he added some context as to what it looks like to go from right side to left side and back to right. He said it's a big difference, but at the same time, I played it in 4 years in college. Even though it's still a different level, it's just knocking some rust off and getting back to the basics. And that's really all it is. Just got to get Talia Fuang back to the basics. He knows how to work the right tackle position. He had, I don't even remember off the top of my head. I wish I would have looked it up before I filmed this video. He had multiple seasons of right tackle snaps. I have full faith that he can be a right tackle and he can succeed there with Kelvin Banks holding it down a left tackle. Guess what? If he's like, oh, shoot, switch it back, well, then maybe you just switch it back. Now, Who Dat Nation, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Help us get to 50,000 subscribers. Also, hit your boy up on social media at Trizzy Trace. Just search me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, or TikTok, and you'll be able to see more Saints videos on social media. Who Dat Nation, I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Happy Father's Day, and y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.